everyone, it's Laurie from Quick Scrap Craft. Welcome back to the channel. Today's process video is me scrapbooking along with one of the Shimelle YouTube lives using the March Best of Both Worlds kit. So I didn't actually watch her live when it was live. I went back and watched it and did some fast forwarding here and there, but for the most part, I watched the whole thing and then also kind of did my own thing. So the basic gist of this 12 by 12 layout is that the page is divided into two sections, and Shimelle does that a lot. So we've got a pattern paper up on the top. I did a little bit of tearing technique. I honestly can't remember if Shimelle did that or not, but I just thought I liked the way that looked when that pattern paper was bisecting with the or connecting with the blue pattern paper behind it. There's also some gesso on the blue pattern paper, and that blue pattern paper is one of the Doodlebug Petite prints. It's a blue wood grain, and that was part of the paper that was part of the Best of Both Worlds kit. But you could use whatever. You could use a white background and do some other type of mixed media. You could do any type of pattern paper that you have and do white gesso. Or if you don't have white gesso, you could do white paint. And I'm sorry that I don't have the part of this video where I was actually putting the gesso down. I don't know what happened to that one, but it's probably a good thing that you didn't see me do that because I had like a squeegee thing, and it worked really well. I always used it to do gesso. Not that I use gesso that often. Something else you would have seen is that my gesso is a little going bad. But I had like a squeegee thingy, spatula thingy, and I have no idea where it is. So I was like using a paintbrush to put it down. It did not work so great. But anyway, that's beside the point. I got it down and it dried, and it didn't really warp the cardstock that much. The whole point of gesso is to add kind of a nice protective layer down for your mixed media. And Shimelle actually did end up doing some stamping on top of her white gessoing. I did not do any of that because I was kind of working ahead and doing my own thing, but you could add stamping on top of that gesso if you wanted to. And it doesn't matter if you do. I was trying to say the gesso is to protect your paper when you're doing mixed media. You can use gesso in other ways too. You don't even have to put mixed media on top of it. But like I said, I think I bought my white gesso many, many years ago because I thought oh, everybody's using it. But really, how often do I use it? Not that often. As I just told you, it looks like it's going bad when I open up the thing. It's just kind of like thick and gloopy and not really super spreadable as it used to be, because I just don't use it that often, because I also sometimes just don't care if I'm going to put mixed media down on something. I just don't care to take that extra time to protect the page. And also I use heavy duty cardstock. The Vicky Bouton foundation paper is super thick, so you don't really need gesso down on top of that because any mixed media that you do is not going to warp that paper. So just something to keep in mind if you're like, gesso, do I need it? So anyway, we've got the top pattern paper, we've got the bottom pattern paper. There's the white gesso for the mixed media behind the photos. I cut my photos down to 3x4 size. These are two photos of my daughter holding a Girl Scout dry erase board. These are photos from when the cookie season started. And at the time of this voiceover, we're still selling cookies. I can put the digital cookie link below. You can order for delivery if you'd like, for shipping directly to you if you'd like. So I took these photos of my daughter because I wanted her to be, she was only 5 when these photos were taken. And I wanted her to be a participant in, selling the Girl Scout cookies. We weren't able to sell door to door because of, some technical logistical Girl Scout stuff since we were a new troop, which it's been a very stressful time. I'm the leader and it's been very stressful, okay? But we were able to sell them online, cookies online. So that's what we did, and I wanted her to be a participant because this is supposed to be her Girl Scout business, her cookie business. So I had her make a video, and we posted photos on social media and stuff like that. So I feel like I tried to involve her as much as I possibly could, just so she could get an idea of what was going on and feel like she actually did something to help sell, and it wasn't just mommy selling all the cookies. So the title of this is going to be Cookie Girl Boss, and I am incorporating 3 different types of alphas because I wanted there to be a different look to all the alphas, since this is kind of, a 3-word title. It's kind of long. So the cookie is actually alphas that came from the 12 by 12 Bella Boulevard sticker sheet that was part of the Best of Both Worlds kit, and then the other 2 were just from my stash. The middle alphas are actually from the Dollar Tree. You'd be surprised at what you can find scrapbooking-wise at the Dollar Tree. And then I'm just adding in a couple extra embellishments, some enamel dots. I threw in some LE Studio chipboard stickers that I bought from Paper Issues because I really liked them. And when I see LE Studio things that I like, I have to buy them because otherwise they sell out so quickly. I also have a couple of other embellishments that are not part of the Best of Both Worlds kit. There are some pretty little studio flare buttons. I'm going to add one of those. And this is kind of where I start veering off to do my own thing, really. I think originally Shimelle had her titling up at the very top. I'm going to do my titling, her journaling up at the very top. I'm going to do my journaling down at the bottom. And her title, I think, might have been in the same place as mine, but I don't really remember. You can go back and check. I think she's getting better about posting her finished layouts to her Instagram page, if that's something you want to check out as well. Here I'm trying to add, I really wanted to add something behind that chipboard sticker. It's like a little tab. So I'm trying to find something that can kind of go behind it and just add a little something, a little extra like burst of color. The photos, I know I told you they were 3x4, and I actually backed each of them with 2 patterned papers. So one of them has like a blue pattern and then the rainbow pattern, and the other one has the rainbow pattern and then the blue pattern. So same pattern papers, I just matted them differently, and then I inked all the edges with black ink just to make things stand out a little bit more. Here is where I am looking for, I was trying to figure out how to do the journaling, because I didn't want to journal directly on top of the gesso. That wouldn't have looked good. But I really didn't want to do the journaling up at the very top because I just felt like there wasn't a lot of room and it would look a little too busy. And I liked using that space down at the bottom a little bit more. So I took a white piece of cardstock that was just in, my kit with everything else, and I am writing with a Creative Memories black marker pen all the details that I want. So I'm writing just all the way across the page, but I'm not going to be using that whole, or the journaling isn't going to be looking like that. What I'm actually going to do is cut it up into paper strips. And I love the way that looks when journaling is in little paper strips. I don't know why. I just love it. It's almost like you've used a typewriter and you've typed out, I don't know if that makes sense to anyone else. Like when my mom did scrapbooking and photo albums, she would always type out little strips of paper that said what the photo was of. So maybe that's what this reminds me of, but I really do like the look of the thin paper strips. Especially because then you can kind of rearrange and do like an offset design with your words. So I enjoy doing that. And sometimes I use Eileen's Tacky Glue to stick these very thin pieces of paper down. Sometimes I use glue dots. I think in this case, since I had my adhesive double-sided squares, I just cut the double-sided squares in half and then used each half. Each half was like thin enough to go behind the paper strip. And then because I feel like there's also a little bit something that needs to be like a little some extra kind of down around where the journaling is, another sort of like focal point, I'm going to do another cluster of embellishments going on down there. This was actually, I can tell you, this was the March 11th Shimelle Scrapbook Live, and I know this because I actually did March 11th and March 14th on the same day. I was trying to play catch up, so I got 2 scrapbook layouts done in one day, which was really, really great. It's always fun to let Shimelle inspire you in different ways and just kind of give you new ideas for how to use the product that you have, whether it's brand new product that you just bought or it's stuff that you're shopping from your stash. Like I love the way that 3x4 photos look. I love the way that she bisects the paper with 2 different types of patterns. I think she has a whole class called like half and half, which is all about dividing your 12x12 layout in half. Or you could do this with smaller size layouts as well. So there's a lot of creative opportunity, and sometimes it's just fun to do literally exactly what she does, but other times if I don't feel like I have an hour to devote to watching one of her videos, then I will just kind of like maybe do a little jotting down of the sketch. She does a sketch at the beginning of every live, so you can get an idea of what the layout's going to look like, and then you can just take the sketch, or you can watch the whole video and like I said, do exactly what she does. So sometimes I just write down the sketch and just kind of go to town and do my own thing, kind of while I watch her as well for ideas, but also just, to do my own thing. So that's it. These are the close-ups. I hope that this was inspiring for you. Leave me a comment below and let me know what you think, and I will see you guys next time for more process videos. Bye!